Good evening to you, sir. Thank you very much for your time. Before we unpack the stats and take a deeper look into what they mean, perhaps just give us an understanding of this vacancy survey report, how the information is collected and what we can read from it.
Good evening, Abigail, and thank you very much for having me again. So the TPN Credit Bureau vacancy survey that focuses on the residential property has been running since 2016. We collect the data by distributing a survey to our 21,000 property clients, and they include anyone from an individual landlord that's got one property all the way through to the large listed funds that sit with 8,000 of these residential property units. And we collect that data on a quarterly basis, and then we generate the TPN vacancy survey. And it is this survey that we would be discussing tonight, looking back at 2023, which has been overall a very good year for residential property, not just in terms of performance from a rental escalation side, but also that the investors and owners are sitting with their properties occupied, which ultimately is what you want as an investor.
Valdu, why, in your view, and according to the survey, are more and more people opting to rent? What are the contributing factors here? Is it the cost of living? Are we seeing more and more people not being able to afford to purchase homes? What are the details and the stats saying?
There's a couple of reasons, and I think the one that's made the most headlines is high interest rates. The cost of debt, therefore cost of bonds, have increased dramatically over the past couple of years. And although we expect interest rates to decrease in the third, fourth quarter of this year, it will decrease at a much lower rate. Then, of course, cost of living has increased substantially, as you mentioned, and therefore there is a move for households towards a more predictable expenditure when it comes to housing opportunities, and rental properties provide that. Ultimately, you can budget more predictably. You know what your expenses are, irrespective of what the interest rates does.